Scan the pulse of the road and the future of flight. From viral trends to policy shifts, we cut through the traffic to bring you the stories that drive us. Your fast-track guide to everything on the move starts right now. From the United News Channel studio to Mellow 947 BFM, your playlist made better. I'm Paolo del Rosario. This is Shift Happens. There are Filipinos making the switch from four wheels to two to avoid heavy traffic. Now, the focus is now not just about getting there, but getting there safely. Whether it's for work, for fun, or even sport, more people in the Philippines are riding motorcycles. This has created a new group of riders learning to move through our busy and very challenging roads. But as the number of riders increases, the need for proper skills and discipline also grows. Riding is not just about speed, it's about control, safety, and understanding different road conditions. From city streets like EDSA to rough provincial trails, even going off-road. The goal now is not just to promote motorcycles, but to build a culture of safe and responsible riding. Every rider, whether a beginner or experienced, should have the skills to stay safe on the road. And to help lead this, you need more than just a trainer. You need someone who has spent years mastering and teaching the art of riding. Now, to talk about the importance of rider education, the future of motorcycle safety, and how to ride safely on both roads and the trails, we're joined by one of the pioneers of off-road training in the Philippines and the head of the Motorcycle Riding School Philippines. Please welcome to the show, Coach Mel Aquino. Magandang hapon, Coach Mel.
Yeah,
and thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, magandang hapon, and magandang hapon po sa lahat po ng mga viewers natin.
Coach Mel, simulan po na natin with the origin story. Why did the Motorcycle Riding School of the Philippines come up? Paano ito nagsimula?
Well, at first, talagang more on, my first love is off-road talaga. So I started motocross riding at year 1994 hanggang sa napunta tayo sa manufacturer. And then nagsimula rin akong pumasok sa world of circuit racing. This is more on yung mga knee-dragging, underbone racing. So nagka-interest pa rin ako sa road safety kasi nakita ko it's time to give back to the community. Marami akong natutunan. Then I was sent to Japan to train under the riding school dalawang riding school sa Japan. And then nakita ko, sabi ko, grabe, akala ko marunong ako magmotor. What I've learned is, ang dami pa palang dapat malaman. And nanghinayang ako pag hindi ko maiuwi sa Pilipinas to. So I decided na nangarap tayo na magkaroon tayo ng riding school. And we were blessed that we have a riding school and we are now on our 10th year. So from the Mel Aquino's off-road training camp, naging Motorcycle Riding School Philippines tayo because hindi lang ako nagfo-focus ngayon sa off-road. I'm focusing on all types of motorcycles, especially road safety.
Coach, nagulat ka ba na may gap dito sa Pilipinas about yung education when it comes to road safety, especially for motorcycle drivers?
Yes, napansin ko rin na sobrang ang dami nating kulang. For example, hindi ko naman nila lahat. For example, sa Land Transportation Office, pag pumasok ka kasi sa LTO, wala kang makikita motorcycle rider na nag-aaral talaga ng safety. Parang meron silang pattern na, ito yung registration, ito yung lisensya. So hanggang sa dumating yung lahat ng pagkuha ng lisensya, kailangan may riding school na muna, dumating muna or dumaan sa mga proseso. Pero nakita ko pa rin, marami pa rin tayong kulang. So parang sabi ko, kailangan ituloy natin yung knowledge or yung pagbibigay ng training sa lahat ng rider. Kasi akala ng ibang rider, alam na nila eh. Pero ito yung nakakalungkot. Matagal ka na nagmumotor, pero you never realize na yung akala mo tama, mali pala. So yun yung tinatry natin na ano natin sa mga riders natin.
So ano yung biggest myth nun, Coach, in terms of akala mo tama, mali pala?
Okay, so everyone started riding bicycles muna.
Yeah.
So it's like a passion na, curiosity muna sa una yan, hanggang sa naging passion. Dumating yung time na, once you learn how to ride a motorcycle, because you know how to ride a bicycle, yung right hand or yung right lever, supposed to be that's your rear brake sa bicycle. Pero once you transfer to motorcycle, front brake na yun.
Okay.
So maraming nagkakamali doon. Especially the posture on riding a motorcycle, yung speed ng bicycle biglang magdodoble, magiging matuli na when you ride a motorcycle. So there's a lot of factors na kailangan i-consider and a big responsibility in learning how to ride a motorcycle talaga.
So yung transition, kulang yung education sa transition from yung bicycle papuntang motorcycles?
Motorcycle, yes. Totoo yan. Marami tayong nakikitang student for our 10 years of existence. Sabi ko, ito yung akala nila, tama yung ginagawa nila, pero coach, tama pala yung ganito, mas naramdaman nila, mas na-experience nila, mas naiintindihan nila.
Okay, so alam naman natin na medyo kulang yung education, let's say from the LTO perspective only. Like that's to be fair. Pero sa pananaw mo, what is the needed amount of education to say na educated rider ka na?
Well, we have this program at matagal na namin gusto rin na ilapit sa lahat. Doon sa elementary level pa lang, sa school, sa curriculum, siguro maganda mai-share na ron, mapag-usapan na yung mga road safety, katulad ng pagtawid ng mga estudyante sa Japan, nakataas yung kamay nila, so that the motorists can see them when they're crossing the pedestrian road. Dito sa Philippines, we have a new, iba yung set nung ano natin ano natin. So we need to create a module specifically for Philippine road condition. So, itutuloy-tuloy natin yung pag-aaral na yan and then we can actually give knowledge sa lahat ng riders.
Coach, medyo mahirap ata yun kasi
Yes,
yung sa Philippine road conditions, ibang-iba yung mga conditions,
Iba yan,
depende kung saan ka po eh. But when we look at the importance, sinabi mo nga, pati sa elementary level, dapat may education na.
Yes.
How important is it na coinciding yung education ng motorcycle riders and pedestrian and the members of yung pedestrian community po natin? Gaano ka-importante na that specific, those specific groups connected?
Okay, so once you own a motorcycle, there's a responsibility kagad. May mga riders kasi na pag sumakay ng motor, basta akala na it's just a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So pero hindi na minsan naiintindihan yung responsibility regarding owning a motorcycle. So we have our module na tinatawag natin safety training. We give that to the universities, sa mga motorcycle clubs, at hindi doon natatapos yun. Once kasi narinig nila yung safety seminar, they need to really actually ma-experience.
Yeah. Parang may practical na knowledge din.
Yes, exactly. So after nila maintindihan yon, doon naman papasok yung mga hindi nagmumotor at yung mga pedestrian natin na maintindihan naman nila na ano yung pwedeng senaryo na pag meron dumarating na motor, ano yung mga dapat natin isipin. Kasi number one contributor ng accident is, number one is yung rider error eh.
Yeah.
Yung knowledge ng rider. Second is yung motor na ginagamit niya. Minsan, kalbo na yung gulong. Pag nagpreno, akala niya nakapagpreno siya pero talagang dumudulas. And third is yung road condition, which is madalas nawawala dun sa usapin ng safety.
Yeah. So, let's start off first by separating yung the different types of riding, trail and street.
Yes.
Let's focus muna sa city riding.
Yes.
Being a defensive driver, at least kapag tinuturo sa mga car drivers, even truck drivers, napaka-importante.
Yes,
but how much more important is it para sa mga motorcycle operators, sa mga drivers and motorists?
Well, number one, yung knowledge na meron ang mga motorcycle rider, especially pagdating sa traffic signs. Kunyari, laging binibiro yung mga estudyante na pag halimbawa, letter P, tapos may bilog, tapos may halang. Anong ibig sabihin nun? So, syempre, para sa atin, no parking. Pero I always tell them, that's a peso sign. Kasi pag hindi ka sumunod dyan, mape-penalize ka.
Tama naman.
Kasi minsan parang hirap ipaliwanag yung straight na sasabihin mo sa kanila eh. So, kailangan bigyan mo sila ng senaryo na mas matatandaan nila. For example, the regulatory signs and the directional signs. Minsan, pag ibinigay mo lang straight sa kanila, masyado seryoso, masyadong boring. So, I'm trying my best na matandaan kaagad nila ito. At para mas maintindihan nila at mas makapture nila yung sinasabi nating kailangan yung intindihin pagdating sa pag-ride para maging safe.
Understood. And of course, yung pagiging defensive driver. Sabihin
defensive
natin that there's a high traffic situation. Normally, may mga tao na mas prefer nila yung angkas, mas prefer nila na motorcycle yung gamit dahil makakasingit-singit sila. What advice would you give motorists or motorcycle drivers sa mga situation na ganun? Kasi minsan, biglang gagalaw yung mga kotse within a certain lane, then all of a sudden, natatrap na yung mga motorcycle drivers po natin. How would you ask them to navigate a street like EDSA safely?
Oh, medyo mahirap na ano yan eh, ano sa kanila eh. Kasi ang kagandahan sa mga motorcycle hailing app natin, before they get their official na pwede na sila mag-angkas, is meron silang proper training din.
Yeah.
At ginagawa naman ng mga angkas, ng mga ganyan, yung kanilang part, na before they deploy their riders, they have the knowledge of how to do it safely, especially pag di angkas. Ang kailangan lang naman, kunyari ako yung rider, angkas ka sa akin, I'll show you how to use the helmet, paano mo ilalak to, pag lumiko ako, sa kasasabay. So, meron ding parang information na dapat ibigay sa mga riding public na hindi ka po pwedeng pag lumiko ako sa kaliwa, di pwede yung katawan mo nasa kanan.
Tama.
So, magkakaproblema yan. So, gusto ko medyo malapit ka sa akin, di ka pwedeng malayo sa akin. So, ito yung mga information na bago sumakay yung pasahero, kailangan i-inform muna natin kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin when they ride on a motorcycle.
Okay, so that's a city road
That's a city
scenario. Oo.
scenario.
When we talk about yung mga module nyo, yung mga syllabus po ninyo, there's also pang trail din, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Ano yung mga biggest differences siguro when it comes to yung city driving and trail driving? And some people might think that, traffic is not as high sa trail, therefore mas safe in general. Pero what do they still need to learn?
Actually, we have the two different worlds. We have the road riding and we have the off-road riding.
Yeah.
Ang kagandahan ng off-road riding is you can actually train with yung balance, yung clutch control, throttle control, unpredictable terrain. So once nakabisado mo siya o once naging confident ka sa off-road, pagdating mo sa road, you'll be a better, more safer rider. Kasi sa road, marami tayong kalaban. Nandiyan yung aso, pusa, kalabaw, baka, kotse, pedestrian. And kailangan mas active yung peripheral vision mo pagdating sa kalsada kasi maraming gumagalaw eh.
Yung sa city naman, yung mga animal naman yung kalaban mo.
Ayan naman yun. Oo, marami talaga. Especially mga buhaya, marami nakakalat dyan. Pag nabangga mo yan, sigurado may fine ka.
Ayun.
Ayan yan.
Oo. Yeah, so pero you were saying yung safety between
Yes.
the off-road and on-road. Mas mahirap pa turuan yung sa off-road?
Actually, madali naman.
Okay.
Ito nga yung sinasabi natin naman na kasi iba yung riding posture pag nasa road ka.
Tama.
Pag nasa off-road ka, minsan makikita mo, ba't kaya yung mga off-road rider natataas ng siko? Baka naman may makulani yung kilikili niyan. Pero the truth is, we have two different set of, for example, steering is different with leaning.
Okay.
So when you steer, you just push your handlebars. It's like counter steering lang siya. Pero once you're on off-road, you lean the bike from side to side. So we have three different types of leaning, which is lahat yun dinidiscuss natin. So once natutunan mo, yung mas confident ka ngayon sa off-road, the road will be more easier and then you'll be more safer. Kasi alam mo yung galaw eh.
Oo.
Pag nawala yung traction, yung iba, nag-skid lang yung likod, nagpapanik na, nagpo-frozen the bars na.
Tama.
Pero kung nag-offroad ka dati or nakapag-training ka sa offroad, pag dumalas yung gulong mo, ay okay lang to, normal to, ginagawa ko sa offroad to. So hindi ka
kumbaga magandang training yung off-road.
Yes,
Yung off-road safety, yung off-road performances and techniques para sa city riding.
Yes,
Tama ba?
tama.
Okay, so we're gonna jump off on that later on. We're gonna take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back in a moment. And welcome back. You're still watching Shift Happens. Joining us still is Coach Mel Aquino. He is one of the pioneers of road training in the Philippines and the head of the Motorcycle Riding School Philippines. Thank you so much for staying with us at hindi ka po tumakbo. First off, let's go back to yung usapan natin kanina on safety, especially mga myths. Hindi ako motorcycle rider. I typically only drive cars. Pero I have had conversations with yung mga motorcycle riders saying like there are proper ways to overtake, there are proper ways to act on the road. We talked about yung mga techniques a while ago, pero I want to know about yung interaction naman ng mga truck, ng mga vehicles, mga cars with the motorcycle community because minsan nag-overtake talaga sila. Minsan they find a way to skirt in between different spaces. Ano nga ba yung mga siguro yung top 5 pieces of advice na kailangan talagang sundin ng mga motorcycle riders?
Well, number one advice is you should always be visible. Lagi na tandaan para tayong invisible. So pagka invisible tayo yung lagi nasa blind spot, especially trucks. Yung truck driver, hindi ka lagi nakikita niyan. Alam niyo ba, mayroong mga pizza delivery na may flag?
Oo.
Yun, pag dumadaan sa harap ng truck, nakita yung flag, so napapansin ng truck, uy, visible siya. So that's the reason why may mga flag. Kaya yung iba kasi nagsuswerve. Number two, is you always put your headlight on. Lagi naka-on yung headlight. Kasi, syempre, mas kita mo kaagad yung liwanag kaysa ron sa tunog. So, which is importante na visible ka lagi. Number three is, you don't overtake on the right side. You always overtake on the left side.
Yeah,
Pag sinabi natin
blind
left
side
side,
kasi.
yes, is, ikaw, nag-four wheels ka.
Yeah.
Pag nakasakay sa kotse, ang malapit sa yung side mirror, yung kaliwa eh. So, bihira mo makita yung nasa kanan. So if you overtake on the right, pwedeng hindi ka mapansin. Pero kung overtake ka sa left, basta nakita mo yung mukha ng driver sa side mirror, nakita ka na niya.
Yeah.
So that's number three. Number 4, lagi mong i-check yung bike natin.
Yeah.
Siyempre, a bald tire can start an accident or can cause an accident. And number 5, siyempre, lagi mong tatandaan na yung kaalaman, hindi natatapos yan sa point A to point B. You really have to practice, to train, and make sure your bike is okay.
Na-mention mo nga that mas importante na makita kaysa sa marinig. And
Yes.
there's also discussion sa mga loud mufflers. Ang
Loud,
sabi
yeah.
nga nila that loud mufflers are a safety device also. And I need to know your opinion on that.
Well, for me, I don't agree na safety siya. Bakit? Simple na lang natin. Pagka kumikidlat, anong nakikita mo pag bumabagyo? Una yung kulog or una yung kidlat or kidlat bago yung thunder?
So yung kidlat muna.
Yung kidlat muna. So ibig sabihin, visual ka agad. So if you're traveling at 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, malayo pa lang kita ka na eh. Pero kung yung muffler, bago pa dumating yun, late na. Tinamaan na nung rider yung kung ano man yung pwede niyang tamaan. Kasi hindi ka mapapansin kaagad ng tao. Pagka especially, hindi ka narinig kaagad eh. Pero pag nakita ka agad, yung ilaw mo, malayo pa lang. That's why we always recommend you use your headlight high beam sa umaga. Para kung mapundi man, sabi nga lang, coach, baka mapundi, di sa gabi, naka-low beam ka, wala ka nang sisilawin. So that's very important. You have to be seen. Then we have reflectorized vest and we have a new technology na yung airbag na nakakabit sa bike mo na pag humagis ka sa motor, magdi-deploy yung tinatawag nating airbag.
So palagay mo ba, measures like that, kailangan ba maging mandatory sa mga riders eventually? Alam ko ngayon, hindi pa eh. If I'm not mistaken, it's just the helmet and the certain protective gear. Pero wala pang mandated eh. If you were able to legislate new laws to make it safer, anong kailangan ng safety equipment ng mga riders in the future?
Well, syempre, number 1, yung helmet. It's a law already.
Yes, yes.
It's a RA 100045 na ginawa ng ating isang rider na senator. Then, yung sinasabi naman natin na be visible sa Baguio, ginawa yung ordinance na lahat ng aakit ng Baguio kailangan naka-safety vest. Siguro, isa sa mga i-enforce or gagawa natin ng is yung rider education pa rin.
Yeah.
Kasi madali mag-set up ng motor, madaling bumili ng riding gear, madaling bumili ng napakamahal na helmet. Pero kung wala naman yung loob ng helmet na yon, that will be very dangerous pa rin pagka nag-start ka magmotor ng walang alam.
Let's talk about yung state of rider education dito sa Pilipinas. I know you're having your own efforts here again with yung Motorcycle Riding School Philippines at may mga iba't ibang brand rin na nag-o-offer ng safety courses sa mga facility po nila. Are these enough or kulang pa ba? Because we're talking about a nationwide issue here, hindi lang pang city.
Well, dito sa Luzon alone, I think we have 4 to 5 schools already na hindi lang yung sa akin. So, meron sa Batangas, meron sa Clark, sa Pampanga, meron dyan sa Cainta. Pero, of course, sa dami ng registered riders, kulang itong mga riding coaches na to. And actually, katulong namin sila na i-promote yung safety riding kasi hindi namin maabot lahat eh. Ano daw in Visayas and Mindanao kung meron na. Pero sometimes we were invited also, just like recently, nasa Butuan kami, we conducted a road safety seminar to all the students na gagraduate ng college. Sabi ko, Sir Vince, mukhang kailangan natin to dahil kailangan mas maraming makarinig itong information na to eh. And the problem is, we can only do such, na konti lang yung kaya namin gawin kung i-cover natin yung nationwide. Siguro, maganda nga kasama rin natin yung MDPPA, which is the kasamahan ng mga manufacturers ng motorcycle dito sa Pilipinas, and they're also conducting then. Pero kulang pa rin. Sa dami ng riders ngayon, sobrang kulang eh. So, tuloy-tuloy pa rin kami and we are actually partnering with some of the LGUs na maipush pa namin yung road safety.
Yeah. And of course, right now, when we look at yung conditions of safety here in the Philippines, especially sa mga motorcycle riders, sinabi mo nga, medyo kulang pa rin yung education when it comes to it. Have there been any communications with the LTO in particular? Because, again, private halos lahat nito eh, yung education eh. Is there a way to work with the LTO for better knowledge siguro and better education even at that point of contact when it comes to motorcycle riders?
Kasi ang parang pagkakala ko sa LTO, they are just, parang lang sila requirement na kailangan dumaan sa ganito, dumaan sa ganyan. Pero I have a friend from, si Attorney Artem sa MMDA. He enrolled in my school. Hindi namin alam na siya yun. Tapos, we have this TV interview. Nung after siyang interview, nung sinabing ako yung susunod, uy, si Coach Mel ba yun? Diyan ako nag-enroll. So, parang nakakatuwa dito is, ina-adapt na nila yung lahat ng pwede nilang matutunan is kailangan talagang ini-implement nila sa lahat. And nananawagan din ako syempre dahil iilan lang naman kami mga coaches sa sana, maging dumami pa ang mga riding coaches sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, and of course, I want to talk about that kasi what does it take to be a coach? Nagsimula ka bilang rider, doing trail work and of course sa circuit na mention mo nga. But then, the education to be an educator, sigurado ko may proseso din yan.
Yes. So, ako nag-start kasi when I start riding a motorcycle when I was 9 years old. So, wala lisensya.
Okay,
And
sige.
even Taytay Rizal, kung saan, lahat ng bahay doon may motor. They own a motorcycle. But because I came from a family of motorcycle riders, my grandpa, my uncle, they rode motocross. Parang ako, nabulat na lang yung mata natin na nandun na eh. Motor na yung kaharap ko eh. Pero when I started teaching, I saw this guy, si Sir Jakes One of the motorcycle riding course. He really inspired me to learn how to teach. Kasi sa totoo lang, maraming rider na magagaling. They were very talented. But the problem is, paano nila i-translate to sa mga estudyante? At iilan lang naman yung magagaling na rider na kaya nilang ipaliwanag. So, nag-start ako na mag-gather lang ng mga safe riding tips dun sa booklet.
Yeah.
Then I made a module out of it. And then, the good thing about it, Suzuki Philippines hired me as a technical marketing coordinator at that time. Then they were the one who sent me to Japan, in Hamamatsu. Then doon ko nga na-realize, sabi ko, ang dami po pala kailangan malaman. And then, when I come back, sabi ko, my future pangarap is to build a school.
Yeah.
But the problem with road riding or road safety, you need concrete, kailangan ng building, classroom, and everything. So para sabi sa akin, Lord, love me for off-road eh. So why not off-road? Lupa lang, then dirt bike lang.
So dyan nagsimula?
Dyan nagsimula siya. Dahil kung gusto nilang maging coach, they really have to be passionate about it. Hindi siya pwedeng parang, ay, trabaho, gusto ko, ito yung trabaho ko. Hindi siya trabaho eh. It's a passion na talagang mamahalin mo siya at talagang mag-aaral at mag-aaral. Never stop learning, and that's what we always share.
What makes a good rider? Kasi sinabi mo, maraming magaling na rider. Is it yung mabilis? Is it yung safe? Is it yung talented? What makes a talented rider in your opinion?
Well, for my opinion, kailangan ang rider knowledgeable, marunong. Not just, hindi, yung bilis darating yan eh. Yung speed nandun yun. Pero better to start with the basics. Know how to use the brakes. Maraming rider, kaya lang i-open yung throttle. Even a monkey can twist the throttle. But the real rider is you know how to slow down your bike. At yung control is more important than speed. Kasi yung speed nandyan eh. Hindi mo kayang patulinin yung motor mo. You cannot go fast if you don't know how to stop it. Or, parang sinasabi ng airpads ko, hindi porket, kung magpapatakbo ka na matulin, siguraduhin kaya mong pahintuin.
Yeah.
So, yun yung laging main kong sinasabi sa mga student. You can go fast if you like, but the control, the balance, the throttle, the clutch, kailangan kilala mo lahat yung controls ng motor before you ride a motorcycle.
Coach, mensahe niyo po sa mga gustong matuto, wants to learn and wants to be able to enroll and become a safer rider, how can they do so? And of course, mensahe mo rin for those who want to learn how to coach and become a coach.
Alright, so guys, just check out our Facebook page at Motorcycle Riding School Philippines. You can visit us at the KRBMX Speedway in Antipolo City. If you want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, we have Learn to Ride program, basic off-road training, advanced trials, and road safety. So if you want to start riding a motorcycle, the more you know, the better it gets. So mag-aral po muna tayo, then always be safe and always make sure that if you ride a motorcycle, iisipin nyo, you're gonna go home with your family.
Ladies and gentlemen, siya po yung head ng Motorcycle Riding School Philippines, Coach Mel Aquino. Maraming salamat. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you very much.
Now, that concludes our roundup of stories driving the industry forward. Ako po si Paolo del Rosario. Join us again tomorrow on Shift Happens, your fast track guide to everything on the move.